You know what I love about the end of June? Everybody's scrambling, right? You got the NBA draft, and teams are just taking guys you never heard of just to be different. You have the NFL offseason, which is kind of like in season now, and there's all this craziness going on about who's going to show up to camp and who's not. Soccer is all this international stuff that gets in the way of domestic stuff, so you don't know what the hell's going on and what have you. And half of the country doesn't even care about hockey. Here comes baseball. Here just doing its thing. Oh, it's 162. Hey, you're in the end of June, just about to start July. We have a big holiday around the corner. It seems like people are just in full MLB mode. That's what we're here for today. Every single game, we go flying through. All right. And you never know what you might get here. Maybe a home run play. You never know what you're going to get. Thumbs up, subscribe. You're watching on Twitter. We have the links below for you. And yes, of course, only going to tell you once, folks. Only going to tell you once, all right? I give you 70% off your first month. Holy just rolling. Just rolling. And what are we going to do? We're going to head to Caesars. Look at that. It's pretty simple stuff, isn't it? And we're going to roll through this thing. All right. Let us begin, shall we? Look at this. 14.5, because you know the drill here. Are you going to fall for this in London again? Are you going to fall for it? I'm just going to take Adam Wainwright. Technically, I'm just going to take the Cardinals here. I don't need to get crazy. I don't need to get dicey. Steele comes in pretty fine. Wainwright, not so much. The one thing I like about Wainwright is that he's been able to limit some of this EV and hard hit percentage, what have you, just meaning the ball doesn't get absolutely crushed on Waino. We'll see if this Cubs team travels well. Not that St. Louis has any extra advantage, what have you. But I got to be honest. I think taking the home dog in London makes a lot of sense here, because people will be fading Wainwright in what should be a bandbox. I don't see that at all. All right? I don't see it. We take St. Louis plus 110. All right, next up, Seattle, Baltimore. Now, this one, looking at, if you just want to look at pitching matchup, that's fine. You've got Dean Kremer again at home. We've targeted him before. The other side is Bryce Miller. Pretty decent to okay. K rate's there, 22.7. The walk rate is fantastic at 4%. There isn't a lot that you can really nitpick with Bryce Miller. So Baltimore right now is going to need a lot. And I think when you look at just keeping this game close, so much of this relies on Dean Kremer not getting rocked in the early innings. And I don't think that's necessarily this gigantic ask. I think Kremer gets through 4 or 5 innings, giving up 1 to maybe 3 runs. You definitely have a shot with Baltimore's bats to stay in this. So we're going to take them on the run line. Yes, I get it. Plus 165. Some of these are great parlay pieces. You can do whatever it is you like with it. But we roll with Baltimore here on the run line, keeping this close at home, minus 165. Rangers, Yankees, Severino, Gray. You see the names. What does it mean? What does it mean here for a Texas squad that's looking to come in and torch a Yankees team that's just lost? Just lost. What exactly is Severino going to do here to slow down Texas? Here's the thing, though. I just don't think you can count on New York to do much. Severino's probably going to give up 4 to 5 runs before they yank him, or at least he has that leash. So let's just say that he gets yanked after giving up 3 to 4 runs, right? Just crushed. Probably not the first inning, but it could be. Now it's on Texas to continue to score. I don't think you're going to see this offensive explosion so much as you'll see like doing enough. And from the Yankees standpoint, going up against John Gray, they may just not score at all. Where'd that game go? We're going to go under 8.5 here. I think it's the best play so far on the board for us. Under 8.5, Rangers at the Yankees. and seeing a struggle, if you will, to score some runs outside of whatever Texas does to initially brutalize Luis Severino. Now, we go from there to Philadelphia. This one, not pretty for the Phillies. All right, when you've got Max Scherzer, and it's not even so much, oh my God, Max Scherzer. Oh my God, it's Max Scherzer. No, you've just got Christopher Sanchez, bullpen activity, back end, fifth start. This is not something that the Phillies are parading out, pardon me, with the Nola wheels. Just get this thing, knock it down on your own. Scherzer, on the other hand, is charged with doing just that. And you saw how difficult it was for the Mets to just get runs, even with Kodai Senga pitching well. It's just hard, super hard. We'll stay away from this total mainly because we think the Phillies have a shot to stay in it, but it's going to be on the run line. And you take them plus 1.5, minus 145, because you're just simply going to have to out-hit whatever Sanchez gives up. This is not going to be Sanchez, you hold it down in a pitcher's duel with Scherzer. It's the Phillies going to have to be aggressive, knowing that they're going to have to out-hit and give Sanchez some wiggle room to pitch. Oakland on the road, taking on Toronto. We saw Oakland strike first. How about that? Striking first on Friday night. But we roll on in this game. There's going to be something here. Don't you hold back, because I'm not. Toronto right now had to fight in this game just to keep their head above water and just to keep themselves somewhat in this battle with Oakland. Now you've got Harris. Look, Harris is definitely hittable. Hogan's heroes on the mound with a 18.9 K rate. The walk rate's fine, but it's going to be more inconsequential. Jose Barrios, interesting. Jose Barrios is a guy that, if he's doing it on his own, like striking people out, fly ball, more so contact, there's no real concern here. The problem comes when he has to pitch out of a jam, because contact is not necessarily his friend. Meanwhile, look, I rip Hogan Harris, but the reality is that it's hard to hit this dude. 207 X batting average. I mean, maybe I stand corrected here. It's not going to be easy. But Toronto ultimately has the bats to get to Harris, because Harris himself isn't going to be able to pitch out of many jams. It's just simply pitching to contact. At some point, that's going to catch up to him. We take the 1.5. We lay the 125. Barrios is a little bit of a question mark, but we are confident that Toronto's bats simply get to Oakland first. Milwaukee at Cleveland. Let's keep it rolling here. Not the Beebs, but the Bibs. Uh-oh. The Bibs in the house against Freddie Peralta. Right away, something should be going off in your head, right? Okay. What is it? It's the fact that you have two pretty good pitchers on the mound. And their body of work, especially here with Bibby, probably a little bit better than maybe numbers would indicate. I would actually take away the probably and just say that better than what the numbers indicate. Freddie Peralta, on the other hand, you've got this 25.5 K rate. Not bad. Pretty damn good right here when you're able to move this. You also have, if I may say, a pretty decent spot here for both of these guys to shut down the opposition. You're talking about getting through 5 innings minimum for the lesser of the outing, meaning there's probably some guy that's going to go deep into the 6th, if not pitch 7 innings. Can you get 5 legit 1 to 2 run innings from the other guy? Yeah, take your pick at this point. Peralta's probably got the better shot at doing it. But Tanner Bibby, the 22.4, 7.5 K rate, the 240 X batting average, that's fine. Under 8.5. Sign me up. Sign me up. All right. Again, you're looking at 2 pitchers taking matters into their own hands. Cincinnati, this has just been a battle, an absolute battle of offense, epic proportions here. Nope. We need to get back to that game. We're not going anywhere. I don't know what the hell you're doing. Reds, Braves. All right. So, where is Cincinnati the better team? Where is there a matchup right now for Cincinnati to exploit? Simply taking advantage of pitching, hitting, what have you. We know it's in Cincinnati. We know both of these teams. I mean, multi-home run game for Votto. Acuna is just absolutely disgusting right now. So you've got a lot here with that lineup. Two guys that are just gearing it up. I mean, you still have Ellie in this mix. I mean, this is a tough team, and that's the lesser of the two in Cincinnati. They won a bunch straight coming into Friday night. You think, all right, well, what's going to change here? I actually think the pitching, and it's a slight advantage, but it's enough of an edge where Graham Ashcraft's simply just the better pitcher by a slight amount. And don't even point and try to go through some crazy stuff here. Jared Schuster. Both of these guys are going to get rocked. The total's at 11.5. It's probably just a little too high, but probably more sharp than not. The one play that I think makes the most sense right now is taking Cincinnati on the run line. Plus 1.5. You keep this thing close against Atlanta. You have somewhat slightly the better pitcher, and that should help you. That should help you in a standpoint of keeping this game close to a run. Getting those last licks at home, maybe cutting that lead down to 1 and losing, something along those lines. We'll take the 1.5. We will. All right. This one here. You've got two pitchers in Bido and Honing. Honing. Such a Philly name. Ugh. Bido and Honing. Osvaldo, I mean, you just don't have enough. You simply do not have enough. I actually think that favors him in this one area. Not being stretched out, it's going to catch up to him, but where does it favor him? Where does it actually make some sense? You're actually going to get this here. The same thing with Brian Honing. There's no extra N in there. Look at this. It's sitting pretty right here for us. Right here for us. No run first inning. Jump on this now at minus 110. Neither one of these guys are going to give up a run in the first inning. And the biggest reason is because we look at their ability to shut down, if it's K to walk rate with Brian Honing or simply the unknown that hasn't quite been figured out with Osvaldo yet. And that's why. That's why we slam in here. Now we're going to need some games here, folks. We're going to need some games. But we go NRFI, Pittsburgh, Miami. Big one there for us. And the main reason is the trust in how difficult it's going to be for Miami to hit Beto in the first inning. And also you've got Hoeing, who comes in enough at home to slow down those Pittsburgh bats in the first inning. Just the first inning. That's all we care about. All right, I mentioned what's happening here on the Discord. Can I just show you? Hopefully you were on the Discord. Hopefully you jumped in on that. Your first bet back to you up to $1,000 in your account at BetMGM. On top of that, you're going to get 2 free months of the Discord. 2 free months. And, I mean, look. I told you already about the odd shopper, right? So all I want to do here is really just show you what we got. That's it. That's all. So there's the tool. Now here's the best part. All right. Thank you. That would be nice. Hopefully you're part of the Discord. You got a chance to this 40-1 rocket that we hit the other day. Was that yesterday? Okay. 2 days ago, technically, when you're watching this. Yeah. You want to be on the Discord. That's all I'm saying. You want to be on the Discord. Thank you. We're going to give you 2 free months of this Discord just for signing up at BetMGM. That's not bad. Let's keep it moving. Shall we? Red Sox, money line. You sat through my pitch. Least I can do is give you the play first. Boston, money line, taking on Lance Lynn. Oh, my. 16K Lance Lynn. This is just regression to the mean right here. That's all. This is you're just coming back to the mean. That's all you're really doing here. You're looking at Lance Lynn's last outing and saying, all right, well, it's just not going to be the same. And that's fine. Nothing truly wrong with that, except for he's just got struggles written all over him right now against Boston. Also, too, Boston is a pretty good matchup for him. Paxton is not necessarily lights out Cy Young, but James Paxton is throwing. He has been hurling. So you got one amazing outing from Lance Lynn. Other than that, pretty simple stuff here. Despite the 27 K rate, you still have that 33 to 7 K to walk rate for James Paxton. What are we talking about here? Load up the Red Sox at minus 120, and let's keep this thing moving. All right, this one might be a big ask. It might be, but you understand why. You're taking on Detroit on the road, and in this matchup, there really isn't much for Detroit to gain. Olsen is going to get rocked. Reese Olsen just not good enough against Pablo Lopez with a 29.5 7 K to walk rate, 212 X batting average. Lopez is going to shut the Tigers down himself. And it's no real knock on Reese Olsen. It's just he ain't Pablo Lopez. And I don't think we need to waste much time on this game either, which is just take the better pitcher. Use this as a parlay piece. This is your best parlay piece of the night. Use it, folks, because I don't want to have to tell you twice. Hey, he's told this guy twice. He told him twice. I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to have to turn into that guy. Minus 160. Keep it moving. Don't overthink this shit. All right? Same thing here. What are you really gaining? Like, where exactly are you hammering this pitching edge for the Dodgers? That's what I don't get. Bobby Miller is fine. He's fine. But Blanco is okay. Like, Blanco is okay. Now, that's probably a stretch, but he's not bad. He's in between okay and not bad. So Bobby Miller's going to have to do this pitching to contact, and Bobby Miller's going to have to take some chances here, some risks here. This Houston team is not shutdown material like they were struggling earlier at the start of the year. They've turned things around. They start banging on a trash can or two. Next thing you know, wow, okay, you win a game. Look, this game itself, to ask more of me than you're getting right now, this game itself, I'll throw it right back at you. Because you're looking at me thinking, well, you've already shaded Bobby Miller. You've already told me that the Dodgers at home are a beatable squad because Blanco is somewhere between okay and not bad. Are you really going to do this? That's really the question that you're asking right now. Even the producer had to move away from it. Yeah, we're doing it. Plus 158. Mark me down. Come back tomorrow. I'll be here. We'll look at every single game on Sunday, too. And I'll tell you if I was right or wrong. But at plus 158, winning on the road, it may seem improbable to you, but it actually makes sense to me. Washington? You think that's bad? Plus 158? How about this? You think that's egregious? How about this? Plus 180. Did he really just do that? Did he really just punch plus 180 in for the Washington Nationals? What is going on? Yeah, he did. I'm losing my mind. Except for this play. That doesn't mean that everything else is mush and you shouldn't listen to anything, but except for this play. You know what I love about this? Matt Waldron. Nobody knows. Nobody has any idea. He's going to get pummeled. And then all of a sudden, you rely so much on these bats. It gets so tight at the plate. You have all these guys up there that just big name, big money. It carries so much. And the expectation they're going to destroy Josiah Gray. He's pitching fine to contact. Fine. The other side of this is he's not striking a lot of guys out. But you know what? It gets tight up there when you have to overcome for a guy like Waldron. Matt Waldron. Unbelievable, but we're doing it. Last play of the night for us, and I'll tell you a lean before we get out of here. That San Fran game, because it's not on the board. LA versus the Rockies. What can we make of this? We just saw Rocky striking, putting up some runs, forcing the LA Angels in a tight spot. Sandoval not a little bit better than Griffin Canning. I think we could do a little bit better than Griffin Canning. Here's the thing. It's in Coors Field. Chase Anderson. Griffin Canning's going to have to rely a lot on that walk rate, not put people on the bag. We just think Colorado has another shot at keeping this thing close. Truly do. Truly do. All right. That's it. You've got the best plays from each game across the board. The one that we didn't find on here that was up, the San Fran game. And we're just going to take the Giants on the run line. So that's a lean for us, the San Francisco Giants on the run line. I told you about the 70% off. I told you about 2 months on the Discord. I told you all of it. All of it. So follow me on Twitter at Shander Shows. How you get me, of course. Appreciate you all rolling with us big time. Love it. Thumbs up, subscribe one more time on your way out, and I'll see you Sunday.